welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing my March budget using real numbers. If you are new here, this series is part of my journey to pay down $26,000 in debt using the debt snowball, as well as some of the Budget Mom and Jordan Page's tips. I am a full-time working mom. I am married to my high school sweetheart, and we have 2 kids. And on my channel, I love posting lifestyle content, such as grocery hauls, what's for dinners, and weekend vlogs to get you motivated for the upcoming week. So if that sounds like something you would want to see more of, please subscribe. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to just show you all of the resources that I use whenever I sit down to do my budget. The first thing that I love to use is my yearly expenses sheet. So at the beginning of the year, I go through and I write out this sheet, and I write out all of our expenses that I know are going to be happening each month. So March is my daughter's birthday. Her name is Brystal. We also have our trash bill that we have to pay every 3 months. So this month that is on one of the expenses. Next, I go to my monthly bills and expenses, and I write down every single thing that we will be spending money on. So we'll just go through my bills. I've got my house payment, the water bill, one main is a personal loan, my car insurance, phone and internet. That is through AT&T. It's the same thing. Hulu, the gym, PlayStation Network, the electric bill, Spotify, and then I have 3 credit cards, 2 through Capital One and 1 through Chase. And then as far as weekly expenses, we have a babysitter, we have gas for our cars. My husband has chew that he gets. It's a habit that he's probably never gonna break, but it is what it is. Also groceries, and then we do budget to go out to eat once a week, and we also give ourselves a spending allowance. I feel like a spending allowance and out to eat is very important. The out to eat gives you something to look forward to, and spending money helps you not be so restricted, so you don't get discouraged, especially whenever you're on such a strict budget. Dave Ramsey actually recommends not eating out. He thinks that you should not be doing that whenever you're trying to pay down debt. But the Budget Mom actually says that she thinks that it's okay, and I actually agree with her. Because again, if you're too strict, you're more likely to get off track. So I feel like those are important. And then we have our income here. So each week my husband brings home $570, and then I get paid twice a month, and I bring home no less than $800. So whenever we budget for the least amount that our paychecks will ever be. So that is why we budget for that. So here's our total income. Here are our total bills. The difference after these two is $419. And then we haven't started our sinking funds yet. We're gonna start that in April, so stick around for that. But we'll have $239 left after we do our sinking funds. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump over to my March calendar. So what I like to do is I will highlight all of the times that my husband gets paid, and I will highlight both of the times that I get paid, just so I can visually see everything that's going on. If you hear my daughter, she is watching Disney in the other room. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to start out by looking at my yearly expenses here. So my daughter's birthday is actually on the 20th. But I want to go ahead and budget the week ahead so that when I purchase her present on Amazon, it has enough time to get here. So I'm gonna go ahead and write down her right here, and her present is about $40. Also, the trash bill is due on the 3rd. So I'm gonna write trash here, which is $54. So we are done with that, so I can just set that to the side. So next I have my planner. I actually forgot to mention this, but so I got this planner on Amazon. I can link it down below for you. It is basically an appointment planner. It shows, I'll show you the inside. So it has calendars, and then it also has just like through time slots throughout the week. So I like to use this. I just feel like it's easier for me versus like a traditional planner. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to reference my planner. So I do have some appointments coming up. So on the 13th, I have a hair appointment. The 22nd, I have a primary doctor appointment. Also, I'm starting therapy. So I have a therapy appointment that day as well. So I'm gonna set this up here, and I'm gonna write down the appointments that we have. So my hair is gonna be about $50. It's actually for me and my son. We're going both the same day. The 22nd, I've got my PCP appointment, which my copay is $50. And then my therapy appointment, the first visit is $50 as well. So we have all of our bases covered as far as extra expenses go. So I'm just gonna set that to the side. And now we're going to move on to our monthly bills and expenses. So our house payment is actually already taken care of. I paid that today. We pay that the week before that it is due or on the last paycheck of the month. So that's already taken care of. The water bill is due on the 7th, but because it falls on a weekend, I'm gonna put it on the 5th. And that is about $40. Also, whenever we are budgeting, we do budget for the most that we think our bills will ever be. So that works out for as well. One main is a loan, so one main at $600 a month. It's due on the 7th again. Our car insurance is due on the 7th, but again, it's on a Sunday. So I'm just gonna write that on the 5th, and that is $120. I put 126, but I think it's actually 127, so I'm gonna round it up to 128. And then, let's see, our phone bill is due on the 12th. So I'll put phone here. And I actually got the bill in the mail, or I got the bill through my email today, and it's actually $255. So I'm gonna, $255 and some change, so I'm gonna do $256. And then the gym, which is on the 15th, which is $45. PlayStation Network comes out on the 18th, which is $10. The electric bill is due on the 20th, and that is normally no more than $220. We do have budget billing for our electric bill, and that is definitely something that has helped us a lot as far as being able to budget for the electric bill. Before we got on budget billing, it was like over $400 in the summertime and the wintertime, and then like way cheap in the off seasons. And so we just decided to do the budget billing, so it's the same every single month. I would highly suggest checking into that with your electric company. That will probably save you a lot of money, if not help you stay on budget, especially if you're paying down debt. So next is Spotify. This comes out on the 22nd, and that is $10. And then I have some credit card bills that are due on the 22nd as well. So I'm just gonna mark that out. So whenever I do this, I just do the last 4 of the card number, and I do the minimum payment. And we'll go over that in just a little bit. Chase is $50. Okay, so I think we have all of our bills taken care of and our expenses for the month. So I am going to set this to the side so I can reference that. And then I'm going to bring out just some notebook paper. This has been the easiest and best way for me to write everything down. I'm a very visual person, so I need to see what is going on. Okay, so here I have just basically the setup that I'm gonna be using. So I get paid 2 times a month. It is weird. I don't know if it's my bank or if it's my employer, but when I get paid, when my payday falls on Mondays, I usually get paid on Saturdays. I don't know why, I haven't quite figured it out yet, but because the paychecks are gonna fall weird this month, I'm actually not going to budget for 6 paychecks. I'm gonna budget for 4. So let me show you how I do that. So whenever I write the paychecks down, so we'll write March at the top. So we're gonna do the 5th, the 12th. I'm gonna skip down about halfway down the page, and we'll do the 22nd. Nope, sorry, the 19th. And the 26th. So I left a little space to the side. I like to do this so that I can write down how much each check is expected to be. So on the 5th and the 19th, I am expected to get paid as well. So we'll just add the 2 together. So like I said, my husband is gonna make no less than $570. I will bring home no less than $800. So $1,370 is the expected income for these 2 paychecks. And then the 12th and the 26th, I will not be getting paid. So $570 is the expected income for those 2 paychecks. So again, just to visualize, I do like to highlight. So my husband's checks are gonna be green. And then when I get paid, he'll get paid as well, but I do like to put in here when I get paid. So mine are gonna be pink. Okay, so now we can bring the calendar back in, which I'm going to need this. So as you can see, the trash bill falls before a payday. This is actually a blessing in disguise because if I pay it 2 days after, there are no late fees, so it's not gonna hurt my budget. So I'm gonna go ahead and write this in. So trash is 54. And then we'll move on to the 5th, so water, which is 40. One main, 600. Insurance, 128. And then you'll see after the 5th, there are no more bills due until the 12th. So we're gonna move on to the next paycheck. So Brystal, which is just her present, is gonna be 40. Along with that, the birthday party. So we don't go all out for birthday parties. The only one that we really go all out for is the first birthday party, and she's turning 3. So it's really not a problem to only budget for a present, because when I do my budget for my groceries, I will grab a cake mix, and then I always have eggs and vegetable oil on hand. So that is not an issue, and we literally just do cake and ice cream and call it good. So budget for that. The phone bill was $256. And then I have a hair appointment, which is $50. And then you'll see over here, we still have 2 more bills that have to be paid before the 19th. So the gym, which is $45. And then PlayStation Network, which is $10. Okay. So now we're moving on to the 19th paycheck. So it looks like we have the electric bill, which is $220. My PCP, which is $50. Therapy, which is $50. Spotify, $10. And then all the credit cards. So 1499. Minimum payment is $25. 9040. Minimum payment is $25. Chase, minimum is $50. Okay. So then that is all the bills for the month. So we can put this to the side. The way that our budget looks right now, all of our bills are paid. So now I'm gonna come back over here to our weekly expenses. So the babysitter we pay every Friday. So I'm gonna go ahead, each of these paychecks fall on a Friday, so I'm gonna go ahead and write this down. The babysitter's name is Kay. It's actually the kid's grandma. She gets paid every Friday, and we pay her $80 a week. I'm gonna write this down. We are very lucky to have a family member that is able to watch our kids. I cannot say the same for other people that I know, and I'm very sad for them that they have to take their kids to daycare and spend, well, in my area, it's right at $150 a week for a toddler, maybe more than that for babies. So it's about $600 a month, and sometimes more if there's 5 weeks in the month. So I feel for them, I really do. Fuel. So this is another conversation. So I have found that I only have to get gas twice a month. So every other week I'm able to get gas. I have a smaller car. My husband drives a truck, and we both drive about 5 miles a day. His truck just does not get very good gas mileage. So on the weeks that I'm supposed to get paid, I'm gonna go ahead and budget in $60. And that is because we both get $30, and that pretty well fills up our tank. So the weeks that I do not get paid, I'll budget $30. Ooh. Okay, so gas is taken care of. Chew, my husband is gonna get chew every Friday, and that costs him about $20. He just gets a roll, and it lasts him all week. And I know that chew is one of those things that is a nasty habit, but it's also, it's just one of them things, you know? It's not worth the fight anymore, so we just work it in. So we're gonna actually skip groceries right now. We're gonna go down to out to eat and our spending. So when I write out to eat, I just do OTE 20 and then spending, which is 20. I'm curious, let me know down below. Do you guys budget for out to eat and spending money as well? We used to not whenever we were doing the debt snowball before, but we failed. So I think this is definitely the key that has helped us stay on track. And if you're interested in a debt snowball update, stay tuned because I am working on that. I'm just waiting for the month to close out. Okay, so everything except groceries is accounted for. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go ahead and start adding things because we wanna make sure that everything is paid for. And also we still have to work in our house payment. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add up all of this, see how much it adds up to make sure that it does not equal this. So we're gonna go ahead and do some math here. So 1,022. Okay, same with this. We're gonna add all this up. $571. So we're gonna have to figure out something else here. We'll come back to that. So we'll add up all this. So we're at 630 here, and then over here, $170. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to take off Brystal's present and move it to this paycheck so that we don't go over budget here. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this off. Thank goodness for erasable pens. So 571 minus 40, 531. So that helps. Okay, and then we're going to add her present down here. So 1,022 plus 40, 1,062. Okay. So because there is so little money left in this paycheck, I'm gonna go ahead and 570 minus 531 to figure out how much money is left. So we have $39 left in this check. So I'm gonna go ahead and circle this, showing that we are closing out that paycheck. Nothing else is gonna come out of this paycheck. And so we are done working with that week. Okay, so now we need to figure out how much is left out of each of these paychecks. So 1,370 minus 1,062, 308 is left. Okay, 1,370 minus 630, 740 is left. 570 minus 170, 400 is left. Okay, so now we still have to account for the house payment and groceries. So when I'm filming this, this is the last week in February. I got enough groceries to last us for 1 week. So I know that I'm gonna have to get groceries on the 5th. Because there is $300 left in this paycheck, I can get groceries for 2 weeks and last us until the 19th. So I think that's what I'm gonna do here. So if you look at our budget here, groceries, we have budgeted $120 a week for 4 weeks. Now, I know that Jordan Page suggests doing, if you have a family of 4, each person gets $100 a week. So basically your budget for a family of 4 for a month should be $400. However, I believe that it is so much easier to budget in your household expenses into your grocery budget, especially if you are like me and you're getting everything at the same place anyways. So that is why our budget is $120. So because I'm going to be getting groceries for 2 weeks, our budget will be $240. So groceries, $240. Okay. So now we're going to do 1,062 plus 240, 1,302. Okay, now we're going to do 1,370 minus 1,302, 68. Okay, so that looks good to me. We're going to close out that paycheck. $68 left. All right, and then so we now know that we need to budget for groceries on the 19th. So we'll do groceries, $240. We'll do $630 plus $240, $870. Okay, $1,370 minus $870 leaves us with $500. Okay, so our house payment is $720 and it's due on the 1st, so it'll be due April 1st. Like I said before, we've already paid the payment for March. So 720 divided by 2 paychecks is going to be $360 a paycheck, and we absolutely have enough in the budget to do that. So we'll do house $360 and then house $360. And we'll add these together. So $870 plus $360, $1,230. And then we'll do $1,370 minus $1,230, leaves us with $140. That's awesome. Okay, we'll do the same over here. 170 plus 370. No, 170 plus 360, sorry. 530. Which leaves us with $40 out of this paycheck. So this paycheck is done. This paycheck I'm gonna go ahead and close out because all of our expenses, all of our bills, our spending money, our out-to-eat money, everything that we possibly need money for is accounted for. So all this money that is left over, what does that mean? So let's just do the math here. See how much we've got left over. $287. And what am I going to do with that money? I'm going to put it towards debt. So what I'll do at the end of the month is I will look at our bank account, see how much money we have left over, and throw every bit of that to our debt. So I made this little chart here. This is actually for 6 paychecks, so I need to get out a different one. I have some for 4 paychecks as well. But what I'll do is I'll just write the month up here. I'll write the dates just like I did on my line sheet. I'll write everything out that is going to be coming out that paycheck. But my favorite part of it is this little key right down here. So I've got cash, check, auto pay, need to pay, which means that I need to physically go in and pay that bill on payday. Need to transfer is one of those things that it's for the house payment. So we have a separate bank account for our house payment, and that is because, for one, it is a very big payment and it is very important that that bill gets paid. It's the roof over our house, over our heads. So we have a separate bank account for that. And 2, because it takes them forever to actually take the money out of the account, and it's super frustrating to keep looking at your checking account and making sure that you have enough money in there. So yeah, we just made a completely separate bank account for the house payment. So whenever I need to take out money for the house, I will go in and transfer that money to our house account. And then the last one is scheduled payments. So all of these things are color coded. Once I color everything, I will highlight once they're all done. So what I'll do is at the beginning of the month, I will go through and schedule everything that needs to be scheduled. So basically, really the only thing that needs to be scheduled now is our phone payments and then our credit card. So I'll just go through and schedule all those payments so I don't have to worry about it, and they will come out on payday. So yeah. So that is my March budget. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, please subscribe. Other than that, I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.